Now at 6, KDOT revises its plan for the Crawford County Corridor project.
And we are tracking a very strong cold front rolling through that is going to give us scattered thunderstorms.
Chatopa, Kansas residents deal with the anxiety of losing the town's only grocery store plus.
It's been over a month since a burst pipe destroyed nearly 1/3 of the offices here at the Jasper County Courthouse. I'm speaking with county officials to inform you about what you need to know as that renovation continues.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Big changes in the weather headed our way tonight. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Let's turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, check this out. We hit 83 degrees today, which was a record high, and it wasn't just by a small margin. We blew it out of the water. Old record 76 set back in 1976, and we are going the other direction. We're most likely going to have about a 60-degree drop as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Still sitting into the mid-70s, but you can see the front pushing into Pittsburgh, just south of Independence. It's already down to 48 degrees in Yates Center. We still have the fire weather warning in effect due to those strong winds, and the humidity has been lower, coming up a bit. But we're also seeing along that front some scattered thunderstorms, and some of these have been a little bit stronger with some small hail embedded in some of these storms, and we are going to see these kind of develop a little bit farther toward the south as we go through the rest of the evening hours. Of course, temperatures are going to greatly drop. We're going to talk more about all the changes here in a bit.
All right, we'll see you in a few. Plans for a new bypass on Highway 69 near Pittsburgh are heading back to the drawing board. KDOT today held a lunch at the Crestwood Country Club in Pittsburgh. There, they announced they were dropping the Western Alignment Plan for the Crawford County Corridor in response to feedback. They also announced a new corridor study to reevaluate their options. That study is going to be broken into 2 phases. The first will collect traffic and safety data as well as public input. The second will develop plans to move forward.
And based off of that information, we'll come back to the drawing table and look at how we can meet those needs, how we can really figure out how to address the purpose of the project so that we are really doing what is best for the communities down here.
That new study is expected to take 12 to 18 months to complete. The town of Chatopa, Kansas is losing its only grocery store. After more than 70 years, Chatopa Foods and Deli is closing. KOAM's Amber Jenkins joins us in the studio with more.
The employees of Chatopa Foods and Deli are waiting for the signal to close shop for good. And residents in Chatopa are prepping for a new reality of living in a food desert.
Been a long time coming, but all the employees here, we've already found other jobs. We are just waiting to know for sure when the store is closing.
Chatopa Foods, this is Misty.
Chatopa Foods and Deli in Kansas is set to close before the end of 2024. Kevin Vaughn, an employee for 3 years, says the owner of the grocery store has made a decision to shut down the business but has not picked a date. He believes it's because the owner is busy with other duties.
He lives in New York, so he's here and there. He's a truck driver, so he's too busy actually, I think, to actually sit down and think it over right now. He's just going by what the store's doing today.
Once Chatopa Food closes, residents will only have a couple of variety stores. The closest grocery store is in Oswego, 9 miles away, and the closest Walmart is in Coffeyville, 28 miles away.
If we leave, it will hurt the community. They'll have to travel to go to get their groceries and whatever else they need from a grocery store.
One Chatopa resident, Jerry Dye, struggles with mobility after an accident. He's disheartened that the only grocery store in town is closing.
People are going to have to go farther now to get the same produce that they were getting from the store. Even if it's just 8 miles to G&W, it's, you know, a little bit of a hardship for some people that are on fixed incomes.
Dye believes this is another sign that Chatopa is dying.
And that was part of the nail in the coffin there, was losing your one and only grocery store.
We don't have contact information for the owner, but the employees we spoke with believe the store will be closing within the coming months.
Well, that is tough news. What do we know about the future of those employees?
I spoke to them and they told me that they have jobs lined up, but they still have unanswered questions.
Sure they do. Amber, thanks. Take a look at this. Authorities respond to a call concerning a truck crashing through the wall of a Denny's in Neosho this morning. That call came just before 7. Neosho police say the driver accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake. The truck made it all the way into the lobby area through the south outer wall. No one was injured. Denny says it's going to remain closed, at least for now, as you might imagine. 1 month after a pipe burst in the Jasper County Courthouse, county officials are now looking to start rebuilding and replacing all that was destroyed by the water damage. Anthony Saviello has more.
Once a newly refurbished office is now only a shell of one.
I got this office back a week ago today, and was able to come in and say, oh, now what are we going to start making plans and move forward. And that's what we're doing.
Jasper County Collector Steve McIntosh's office is one that was destroyed by a burst pipe back in January.
The goal is, and what I'm tasked with doing, is putting it right back the way it was before. Sure. And that's really what I want to do. I liked what we had. Yeah. We want to go right back to where we were.
As you can see here, traffic cones, caution tape, and large dumpsters line the courthouse building as the cleanup process continues, a process which was made more difficult when unexpected discoveries were made.
I was actually barricaded out of this office as they abated the lead-based paint on the ceiling for 3 weeks.
There's still a lot of work to be done, and as of now, the collector's office in Carthage will remain closed until further notice.
It's going to have to be shut down, and we're looking at probably a minimum of 3 months to get it put back together again.
However, McIntosh wants the public to know that this is not the end of the world.
Please bear with us, be patient. My Joplin office in the Joplin Courts building is fully functional. It's open. You can go online and do things. You just simply cannot come into Carthage and pay in person or get anything in person out of this office.
Reporting in Carthage, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
McIntosh says insurance will cover the cost of those repairs. The city of Pittsburgh today tees up a groundbreaking ceremony on a new mini golf facility. City officials, key stakeholders, donors, and the community came out to celebrate and share details about the project located at the Four Oaks Golf Course. Private donations and grant funding made the facility possible.
It fell into a little bit of disrepair due to some drainage issues, some things that needed major remediation, and it was better to rebuild than remodel. So we made the decision to pursue funding. Obviously that's come through, and then starting next week in earnest, the golf course builders will be down and start going with the features and holes.
That new mini golf facility is expected to be open by this coming summer. The Lady Lions just came off a 15-game road trip. John's going to have details and highlights from the team's double-header home opener later in sports. But first, we have some expert advice on how you can protect your family in the case of a house fire. High winds, like we've been experiencing today, can mean high fire danger, and if your house catches on fire, well, an escape plan is essential. Chris Bryant got some advice from the professionals on what to include in that plan.
Having a plan in place for your family is a great way to ensure you and your kids know what to do in the event of a fire. From having an escape route, a meeting place, even knowing where the fire extinguishers are in your house and that they are in working order.
That our children look to the adults in the home for their guidance, and not only just making sure they understand it, but if you're comfortable and you're confident in what's going to happen, then they're going to be comfortable and confident with what's going to occur. So you doing planning ahead of time and including them in the process, one, gives them a little bit of an insight into what could occur, and then two, they see it as a comfort.
Chief Scott Moore with the Battlefield Fire Protection District says it's important for kids to be able to know the plan and how to safely exit your home no matter where the fire may be in your house.
Knowing more than one way out of your bedroom, knowing more than one way out of your home too. Fire's on this side and you normally go out that way, but can you go out a back door? Is there another exit? All those rules still apply.
Once you have a plan, practice it so everyone learns to get out quickly.
The things that are different today that were different for myself 40 years ago or for any of us is fire still behaves similarly. The contents that we are seeing on fire are much different, so it goes faster.
Decide on a safe meeting place outside of the home.
The one thing that I always caution folks is, the meeting place needs to be somewhere visible to people, not in the road. Some folks, we'll meet at the mailbox where kids will tend to, and people will tend to wander away from, and you can be in the street. If it's dark, just need to be able to meet away from the home that's a safe place.
Now, if you do not have a smoke detector, you can contact your local fire department or protection district for assistance. It's a big night for high school basketball in our area. John's going to have a preview of some big playoff matchups and more coming up in sports.
Plus, we have a very powerful cold front dropping through as we speak. We're going to talk about that coming up.
Responders.
Well, it's still February, and it's going to feel like February by the time you get up in the morning, but it didn't feel like it today. Record highs all the way up to 83 degrees, which is kind of crazy. Very warm, very windy, winds gusting 40 to about 45 at times, which you can see the camera kind of moving. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam, of course. Cornell is at about 7th and Joplin Street. We're looking northeast through downtown. Scattered thunderstorms have been popping up along this front as this front is pushing through the region. We've had a few stronger ones once you got up into Bourbon County and also Vernon County, and still we have these thunderstorms just to the east of Nevada. There is some very small hail which is in them, but we are going to see these kind of developing a little bit more through the metro over the next couple hours. I don't think anything's going to be too strong, but they will definitely be out there as we go through the next few hours. All the big time severe weather kind of gets going just east of Springfield, and then all the way up through parts of Ohio and also just west of Chicago is getting some tornadic activity at this time. Right behind this front, look at the band of light snow just west of Topeka, right through central Kansas. So a few snow showers and flurries definitely in the question, or not out of the question, as we get into the overnight hours tonight. Here's the front: Stockton, Oswego to Nowata. It's 48 in Yates Center, and then it's still 76 degrees in Miami. So this front is plowing off toward the south. You got 20 in North Platte, 12 in Rapid City. Sioux City is sitting at 14 degrees, and the entire Central Plains kind of goes back into the freeze, or deep freeze, or deeper freeze. As we get into the morning hours tomorrow, it's going to feel much, much colder. Plus, it's windy outside. We have those strong southwesterly winds. Winds are switching to the north behind the front, so we get a northerly wind, and winds are still going to be gusting 20 to 30 by morning. So what that means for you is it's going to feel like it's about 8, 9, or 10 degrees. That's where the wind chill is going to be sitting as we get into tomorrow. Now, with the winds kind of sticking around tomorrow and then also into Thursday, look at this. Our humidity, relative humidity, drops 15 to 20% by tomorrow afternoon. It goes up a little bit at night, back down again on Thursday. So that means even with the windy conditions, you still probably don't want to burn over the next couple days. All right, a few light little flurries or snow showers pushing through after midnight. It's not going to amount to anything. By morning, low to mid 20s. We only get into the upper 30s by noon. By the afternoon, I think most of us 42, 43 degrees. Tomorrow night, dropping back down upper 20s for overnight lows. And then as we go into Thursday, more clouds increasing throughout the afternoon, but we get back into the mid 50s for highs. Next week, little system, a few light showers Thursday night, and then into Friday morning. Here's your Wednesday day planner: 26 at 7, 43 by 4. High temp of 44 degrees, 55 on Thursday, 63 Friday, and then you won't even remember it got colder by Saturday. High temps upper 70s to near 80 degrees once again. We're going to have 2 amazing weekends in a row.
Yeah, beautiful temps, but wow.
I know, it's crazy.
What a wild dip in between.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Pittsburgh High School basketball begins its playoff journey on its home floor, and Missouri Southern softball has a doubleheader for its home opener. John Dale says those stories.
It's a beautiful day for softball in the 4 states, and after playing its first 15 games of the 2024 season on the road, Missouri Southern softball has its home opener this afternoon, a doubleheader against Delta State. And the Lions get the afternoon started on the right foot. They shut out the Lady Statesmen 5-0 in Game 1. Kiki Pickens has a great start for Southern. She goes the entire game without allowing a run, strikes out 4, and allows just 3 hits. The Lions win their first home game of the year. On to Game 2, windy day in Joplin, and we start in the bottom of the first. Taylor Knuckles skies a ball over the center fielder's head, and she motors into third. The throw goes out of play, so she gets awarded home. Lions up 1-0. Now to the second inning, same score until Hannah Dunn smashes this pitch to deep center. That is gone for a 3-run homer. Lions far from done. Same inning, Knuckles again, up the middle and through for a base hit. 2 more Lions come in to score. It is 6-0. Still same inning, now different pitcher, same results. Abby DeSanto rips a double into left center with the bases loaded. All 3 runners come in to score. 15 Lions batters come to the plate and 10 runs score in the second inning. Southern wins 11-0 and sweeps the doubleheader. Busy night for high school basketball across the 4 states. We start with Pittsburgh boys hoops, who begin their playoff journey tonight at home. The Purple Dragons are the 5 seed in the Class 5A East Sub-State Tournament. They play host to Spring Hill tonight. Pittsburgh enters the evening having won 9 in a row. Its last loss was on January 20th. If the Purple Dragons win tonight, they advance to the Sub-State Championship on Friday. We'll have the highlights from this one tonight at 10. Now, a few more of our local teams start their playoff journeys tonight in Kansas. In Southwest Missouri, College Heights continues its run. But we start in Southeast Kansas. Girls Class 4A, Chanute and Livette County each play in a semifinal tonight. Lady Grizzlies are at home against Colton, and the Lady Comets on the road at the 4-seed Wamego. Now, the top seed in Class 4A East Sub-State is Fort Scott. The Lady Tigers home tonight against Paola. If they win, they host again on Friday with a trip to the state tournament hanging in the balance. Then back over to Missouri, College Heights boys basketball has a sectional playoff game this evening. Cougars are at home against Blue Eye. If they win, they advance to the quarterfinals of the Class 2 state tournament. That's it for sports.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. This is National Retro Day, and we're going to take you inside a vintage store on Route 66. Plus, health experts sound the alarm after a warm February. We have some tips to help you avoid the sniffles this allergy season. And when you'll be able to get your hands on that hot pink flip phone, just like Barbie had. Hetty's going to be taking notes on this. Those stories, a lot more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Hey, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, why don't you download the KOAM News app? You can do it right now. You see the QR code there. It's also available free of charge in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Just search for KOAM News app. Wild weather swing tonight. Boy.
Yeah, the front is dropping through right now. In fact, temperatures in our northern counties are dropping rapidly. Even a few light little flurries and snow showers later on tonight. High temp of only 44. Wind chill factors near 10 by morning.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.